So the final two things that we need to do here are edit and delete business listings. So we're going to start with edit. So let's go to our HTML and go down to where we have our edit button, which is right here. And we're going to add a click event to this button. And let's set it to run a function called show edit. Okay, now we want to pass the business into this function. Alright, and what we want this to do is basically just open up an edit form, much like we have our add form. So let's go ahead and save that. And what we want to do is go to our app component TS, and let's go underneath the add business function, which ends right here. And we're going to add the show edit function. Okay, now this is going to take in the business, and then what we want to do is we want to change the state. So we're going to say this dot change state, and we want to pass along the state we want to change to, which is going to be edit. We also want to pass the ID or the key, and we can get that with business.$key. Alright, and then what we're going to do is set a bunch of active properties. So we're going to say this dot active company, and we're going to set that to business dot company. And we're going to go right down the line and add all of them. Okay, so everything that comes in, we're going to add to as an active property. All right, now you'll see that we have red lines under all of these. That's because we didn't define them as properties. So we're going to go up here where we have all of our properties, and we're going to have to add these. All right, so let's go ahead and paste these in. Okay, so active company, category, and so on, which are all strings. And now you'll see that those red lines are gone. All right, so we're changing the state to edit, and then we're just setting all of these active properties. Next thing we want to do, we'll save that, and then we want to go back to our HTML, and we want to have an edit form, and it's going to be very similar to the add form. So let's put a comment right here. And we're going to just grab this whole thing, which should end, let's see, right here, I believe. Yep. So we're going to copy that and paste it in, go up to the top, and let's change this to edit form, and we're going to change app state equals edit. Okay, and then for the H3, let's change it to edit business. All right, and then the form submit, we can actually get rid of these because now we're going to add everything through the ng model. All right, since everything is stored in the active properties. All right, let's change this add business to update business. Okay, so let's go down to the first input, which is the company, and we're going to add ng model. And this is going to be active company. All right, now we're also going to have to add a name field. Since I believe it's version RC4, we have to have a name along with ng model. So for the name, we'll put company. All right, we're going to want to do this for every field. So I'm going to copy that, and then we'll go down to our select here. And for this select, we no longer need these IDs. Okay, so this will be active category. Okay, then we'll go to years in business, and we can get rid of this. And then this is going to be active years in business. Okay, next we have the description. So this will be active description. We have phone. And email. Address. Let's see, is it street address? Active street address, yep. And city. State. Zip code. Wow, there's a lot of fields here. I think that's the last one. Yep. All right, so let's go ahead and save that. Now what we're going to do is go to one of these listings, click edit, and now you can see that the form opens up and it's filled. Zip code isn't. Let's see, did I not? Active zip code. Let's go over to here and see active. Oh, okay, so the C here is lowercase. All right, so now we can load up our edit form with all the data. Now what we want to do is we want to be able to obviously edit it and save it. So we're going to go, remember we have this update business function, so we're going to go back to the component TS file. Let's go under show edit, and we're going to put update business. And we want to create a new object. So I'm going to paste this in just to save some time. Basically, it's just an object called update business, and we're setting company to this active company, this active category, and so on. So these are coming from now the ng model of each input. Okay, and then what we want to do is call this dot Firebase service dot update business, which we'll create, and we want to pass in the active key. So this dot active key. This tells this basically tells the function which one we want to update. All right, and then we will also want to pass in the object itself, update business. All right, and then let's see, we're going to just change the state back to default. So this dot change state, and let's change that to default. Okay, so let's save it, go into our service, we're going to go under add business and say update business. Okay, now remember that takes in the key, and takes in the key, and it also takes in the updated business function. Actually, we'll just call this business. We'll call it update business. All right, and let's make this a promise, just like we did with add business. Okay, and then in here we want to return this dot businesses dot update, and we just want to pass in here the key and also the updated business object, and that should do it. Let's save it. So let's say we want to go to test company, click edit, and we'll change this to, let's say, tech guy. Submit, and you can see it's changed to Tech Guy. So we can now update businesses. The last thing we want to do is delete. So let's go to our HTML and go down to where we have the delete button in the table. Okay, we're going to add a click event here. And let's set this to delete business. And we want to pass in business dot $key. Save that. Go to our component TS file and let's go down under update business and say delete business. And that's going to get passed in a key. And then we just want to call our service. So Firebase service dot delete business, which we'll create in a second. And we're just going to pass along that key. And then we just want to change the state back to default. Okay, finally we'll go to our service and say delete business. It's going to take in a key. And we'll say this dot businesses dot remove, and we're going to pass in the key. So you can see how easy this API is to work with. We don't have to loop through anything to update or delete. We just simply call update or remove and pass in the key. So let's go ahead and save that. And now let's go down to this sky view and click delete, and it's gone. So we now have a full CRUD create, read, update, and delete application, and we can even filter it. Alright, so nice little application. Hopefully you enjoyed this and you learned something from it, and I'll see you in the next project.